Please. Thank you. How many first-timers do we have here today? Well, welcome. And for those of you who don't know what 1 Million Cups is, we are an organization for entrepreneurs and the self-employed, where we help each other grow and learn, and then afterwards we all network. At this time, I'm going to introduce our speaker. His name is Lee Buckner. Lee was born in Shreveport, Louisiana. He was raised in Charleston, West Virginia. He ended up in Charleston, South Carolina. He moved here 14 years ago. He has a wife named Jennifer. He has 2 daughters, Bella, 14, and Gabby, 9. He's a former firefighter, a police officer. He's been a chef for almost 20 years. He is a worship leader and pastor at Worship by the Sea, and currently the owner and chef of Southern State of Mind. So with no further ado, please help me welcome Lee Buckner.
Good morning, everybody. First of all, I want to thank you for having me. It was an honor to get a phone call a few weeks ago and get asked if I would come talk to you about my food truck. I am a pastor. I will not take up an offering today, I promise. But if you'll bear with me, it's weird looking at notes that don't have scriptures in them and talking. So this is my first time, I think, speaking publicly without preaching. So as he said, my name is Lee Buckner. I've been working in culinary. My first job was at McDonald's. I don't know if that's considered culinary or not, but it was the first job. Got it 2 days before my 16th birthday in South Charleston, West Virginia. And from there, it didn't ruin me for culinary. It actually made me want to learn more. And ended up moving into the Carolinas, going to Bible college, working at different restaurants and churches during that time. Ended up in Charleston, South Carolina with my now wife. We've been married for almost 19 years. It'll be 19 years this April. Been together for 20 years. Thank you. She deserves your applause for what so, but I worked in several great high-end restaurants. Ran a place called Lighthouse Tea and Coffee on James Island. Worked for, if you've ever visited Charleston, South Carolina, worked for a restaurant called 82 Queen, which is arguably the best she crab soup and best cheese grits in Charleston. Although if I take my truck there, I think I would have to fight her for that title. Down here, I was the general manager and chef for Conway's Creative Catering, which ran out of the Elk Reed Motel until they sold shortly after I resigned and left. And then my wife and I, while I was a police officer for the city of Holly Hill, about 8 years ago, started a small company out of our home. I say that, I don't even know what the health department's here. Out of our home, called Door-to-Door Dishes. And we wanted to, it started out wanting to help our friends. I've always worked in some sort of service, whether it be as a technical rescue for a fire department or as a police officer, now as a pastor. We always were people that wanted to give back and try to help out. And that kind of manifested itself in Door-to-Door Dishes. It was a program where you could order a meal delivered to your house. Started out as 1 day a week, grew to 5 days a week. It was 1 meal a day, 1 choice a day. No substitutions when you're making that many of them. But we would deliver a pan, much the size, where's Tyler? Much the size, it was the same pan that I gave you full of Krispy Kreme bread pudding a couple weeks ago. No, we didn't deliver the bread pudding, but we did deliver chicken enchiladas, chicken ricotta pasta, and Baja bowl with rice, and black beans, and things like that. And it was like $30 delivered to your door. We went all the way from the Edgewater to Palm Coast. That built, originally it was just the Ormond area. As we expanded, so did the customer base, so did the finances. And about a year and a half ago, I was running, at that time, we had renamed it Krabby's Door-to-Door Dishes, and I partnered with Krabby Chris up at the time down in New Smyrna Beach, now in Ormond by the Sea. And a doctor who is a friend of ours who I catered for many times, both for his office and for his personal parties. We've become friends, and he came to me and said, listen, I really want to, help you. And I said, well, I appreciate that, but it's one burner and a warmer, I'm good. He goes, no. He said, you ever thought about it on a food truck? And I literally at the time had my Honda Element that my wife now drives backed up to me with the tailgate down and a cooler. That was my cold line. A fold-up table with a warmer. That was my hot line. And a little butane burner with 1 skillet making shrimp and grits. And that was my hot line. I was at Ormond Brewing Company. And they had me in, and I guess the health department didn't mind. So I came in, and that's what I was preparing. And he says, have you ever thought about having a food truck? And I said, I've got a food truck. This is the world's smallest food truck. Right here. And he said, give me 2 shrimp and grits and we'll talk. So he gets his shrimp and grits and he goes inside. He comes back out behind my car and he goes, talk to me for a second. I said, okay. He goes, have you seriously ever considered having a food truck? And I said, absolutely. I'd love to, but who has $100 grand? And he said, well, funny you should say that because my accountant told me I need to lose somewhere between 50 and 100 grand before the end of the year. And he's a Christian guy. He's helped our church worship OC Ministries before. And he said, come see me next week. And I went to see him, not knowing what to expect. And he handed me a check for 50 grand. He said, I don't want anything back. I just want to, he had read a book about changing someone's life. And he wanted to change mine. And he did. It gave me the opportunity that a lot of people don't have, which is to start up a business. It was a dream that my wife and I have had for almost 20 years of owning our own restaurant, or in this case, food truck, and being able to do it without overhead. Well, without debt, I should say. Of course, we have overhead. So in 2015, we launched Southern State of Mind out of door-to-door dishes, and did both for a while until we realized I could not clone myself, and 90 hours a week wasn't working. So we suspended indefinitely door-to-door dishes to the, a lot of people were not happy about that. But we still get emails and text messages, hey, what's on the menu this week? We want door-to-door dishes. I can't do it. So the concept was born from past experience, both professionally as well as personal. Like I said, we'd always, my wife and I both had worked in the restaurant industry. She actually ran a bed and breakfast up until the time we left Charleston. And I always had a passion for that. The only challenge to us, and I'm trying to go off some of the questions that were given to me, or not questions, but bullet points. The biggest challenge for us as far as coming up with a product, or in our case, a menu, wasn't trying to figure out, oh gosh, we have to come up with 10 items. It was, oh gosh, we can only come up with 10 items. You know, you don't want to have too many. I'm not a restaurant, I'm a food truck. My entire commercial kitchen is inside of a 28-foot frame letter. I don't have a commissary anywhere. I have all my refrigeration, my hot water, my stove, my flat top, my oven, and my fryer are right there. Some of you guys have seen my truck. Some of you guys have been on my truck. Some of you have eaten food off my truck. So you understand a guy that used to work in a big kitchen, who's a big guy going to a little truck that literally 2 people can't pass it. Not from lack of trying. I've been shoved into the flat top by my workers many a times while I'm trying to cook, and they've got to get something out of the cab, which is also known as our storeroom. So the food truck idea is, it's a perfect solution for so many different applications. Probably our bread and butter of our business is corporate lunches. We will find ourselves at, like, for instance, tomorrow, if you're in the greater Daytona area, the old Capital Office Supplies that was bought out by Staples on Ventures right behind Carrabba's. I go there every other Thursday for a lunch. 2 weeks ago, the last time I was there, great time. Guy from Boston, had a big corporate guy from Staples, walks up the credit card, hands it to me and says, feed everybody in the building. I love those days. That's like a $700 lunch, and I get to the end of the day and I'm exhausted, but I'm really thankful that, you know, because there's always something to fix or repair. When I leave here, I'm taking the truck to the Honda dealership to have something fixed on my generator. So, but corporate lunches, because we're on the site, we change up our menu frequently. So we always keep a few staples. We keep our shrimp and grits, which is our signature dish. We keep pulled pork and chopped brisket, which I slow smoke myself on big green eggs for 26 hours for the brisket and 24 hours for the pork at a real low temp. But so many places in our fast-paced environment have gone from an hour lunch to a 30-minute lunch. And by the time you get up from your desk and you have things and you get your stuff gathered and you go out and you get something to eat, you're trying to return personal phone calls that you can't do while you're working, and get something to eat that's not fast food, it's not McDonald's, it's not Taco Bell, it's not something that's going to, you know, make you upset or fall asleep at your desk. We offer an alternative where everything I make is from scratch, and we're right outside the door of your office. So I think that that alone brings something, a different dynamic to what people expect for lunch. Like I said, we change it up mainly so people don't get bored with selections. If I were to put everything, like if you go to my website, southernstateofmindcatering.com, and you look at our menu, and get people that get upset because, well, look at your menu on your website and you have all these great things. You can't do them all at the same time. To give you an idea of some of the food that we do, and I kind of forgot I had this, and some of the events that we do Weddings, we've done several food truck weddings where the bride and groom are in the doorway, or they go up into the food truck and have their picture taken out, looking out the window. That picture is, if I'm not mistaken, that's what I call the brisket mess. It's 3 cheese grits, Texas style chopped brisket, Carolina slaw, homemade cheerwine. Everybody from North Carolina know what cheerwine soda is? Cheerwine made barbecue sauce made with cheerwine and cherry pie filling, and only healthy, and pickles on top. This is a peach cobbler that we offered in the beginning. We haven't offered since, again, only because of logistically. And then over here behind me is our signature dish, our shrimp and grits. We've done everything from birthday parties to anniversaries to, we can do your birthday parties. We did one at the Iron Horse Saloon not long ago. Iron Horse welcomed us right in. We drove into the back. They raised the drawbridge. We had a great time. Some more of our dishes, the top is the sliced brisket before I chop it down. The one thing I hate making the most, fried pickles, but we get requested the most. Another picture of the brisket mess. And then of course our, again, signature dish, shrimp and grits. This is our secondary logo. I don't remember where I read it or where I saw it, because there's a lot of people out there that are a lot smarter about this stuff than I am. But this was thought up by me and my oldest daughter, Bella. She's 14, her best friend, Trinity. She said, grits is love. She really likes my grits. And I remember when I was a kid in my grandmother's house, there was this comic strip thing that said love is ... and then it had a thing at the bottom. Remember those from the 70s and 80s? Okay, good. All right, so this was my take on that. Grits is, I kind of did it backwards. Love isn't grits, grits is love. And we put it into a heart. And so that is also in our truck, which is one reason why we will always have grits, because I figured 2 things. 1, you can't take grits off the menu if it's written on the side of your truck. And 2, you darn well better make sure you make stand-up grits that are on point. Because if you're bold enough to put it on there, I didn't think about that in the beginning, but from feedback we've gotten, 44 reviews on Facebook in a year and a half have all been 5-star. We've never had a negative review. And this is our food truck. If you've not seen it around town, I think that picture was taken over at Orr Brewing Company, one of the places that we're probably at the most. And then this is my family and I. They did a shoot for, I don't remember if it was a news journal or for an online blogger, but they did this. That's little Gabby in the front. Bella, my 14-year-old, actually, if you ever had our key lime pie, she makes all of my key lime pies from scratch at 14. And my wife is the one in charge of the booking. We like to say, she does the booking and I do the cooking. She doesn't do the heat in the kitchen so well. She was always front of the house, and since the food truck doesn't live in front of the house, it just has a window that is not air conditioned, she stays at home most times. So, real quick, in 2011, actually I'm going to back up just 1 second, we came up with our name based on a couple of different things. In 2011, I left law enforcement here in Volusia County, working for the city of Holly Hill and then for Ormond Beach, and I left to become a pastor. My first assignment was with a church up in West Virginia, about 3 hours north of where I grew up. And we were so homesick for the South that my wife and I used to say to each other on occasion, whether we'd be sitting at dinner and I'd be having a sweet tea or whatever it would be, or she'd make something that we used to eat a lot in Florida, like shrimp and grits, not a big West Virginia dish. We would refer or look at each other and say, man, I'm really in a southern state of mind today. And it had just kind of become a catchphrase. Now, I don't know at which point the Darius Rucker song came into play there, because being in Charleston, South Carolina, of course, we knew who Hootie and the Blowfish was. We actually, Darius Rucker's godparents were at our wedding. They attended the same church that the band actually attended the same church that we attended. So we knew of them. But I tried going back last night when I was reviewing my notes and trying to figure out, did the song come first or did he sing this? Doesn't matter, I'm not going to ask for royalties on his song, but the basic thing is, it's just always kind of been who we are. Just like Worship by the Sea is who I am personally, Southern State of Mind is who I am professionally. As far as competition goes, there are other food trucks around. In eastern Volusia County, there's only one. It's the 420, or the Good Food Truck. Or the chef of it is Chef Mark Bullen, and he and I have become really good friends. We actually parked our trucks side by side in the same storage yard for about a year. We worked together last night at a charity event until about midnight. But we serve totally different menus. I don't really see that I have a specific competitor in this area or anywhere that I've even heard of another Southern style food truck. There's a few restaurants, absolutely. but not a food truck. So I think that definitely has helped us. As for marketing at this point, it's been all about social media. It's been about Instagram, it's been about Facebook. When I've put money into advertising, it's been to boost a post on Facebook. We haven't really had the need for much more at this point. The biggest obstacle that we had to overcome when trying to open was there was not a central place or state agency that tells you what you need to get open. It was trial and error. Call this person. Okay, can I open yet? No, now you need this. And there wasn't a checklist. I couldn't go to, FloridaFoodTrucks.com or whatever and say, here's my bullet points, here's what I have to handle. And that's why I've talked to people that for over a year have been trying to get a food truck open. And we just hit the ground running as hard as we could, knocked down doors and everything else, and we got open in 6 weeks from purchasing the truck, which was an existing truck. It was actually a vegan truck, which is funny because we're definitely not vegan. I almost kind of felt bad. The guy said, what are you going to serve on the truck? And I said, pulled pork and chopped brisket. And I went to go buy the truck the day I took him the money. I had on a shirt that said, got bacon. And I didn't know it was a vegan truck. I pull up and he looks at my shirt and he's like, this is a vegan truck, right? Sorry about that. So anyway, the biggest obstacle that we overcame was trying to just find out what we had to do to get open. So I've tried to reach out to other people because being in a food truck and being on it 70 hours a week, I get a lot of people that come to me and go, hey, how'd you get started? Or, hey, what did you do? Or, hey, I'm really thinking about getting into this. What do I need to do? First thing I told people was just run the other way. No, what I try to explain to people is I try to help them steer free of some of the pitfalls that I had of doing stuff backwards or doing stuff the wrong way, just because there wasn't an answer out there. But in the end, we were able to get open. One thing that I wish I had known 18 months ago, honestly, was how much I'd missed the beach. My free time, if you go look at my personal Facebook page, every Saturday was a beach day. We homeschool, so a lot of times we would just pack up the books and we go do homeschool on the beach today. We put aside, churning butter and making 4-link denim skirts to go and but we would enjoy our time at the beach. That was our place. And the other thing is that being self-employed, and some of you probably know this, is not for the faint of heart. On an average week, just at Southern State of Mind, I put in between shopping, prepping, running the smokers, being on the truck, maintenance on the truck, cleaning of the truck, I put anywhere between 60 and 70 hours a week. In addition to that, I do help my wife with homeschooling. I have a wife and 2 daughters to see and love and spend time with, and daddy-daughter dates to try to go on every 2 weeks, and go mountain biking with my kids. I don't look like it, but I really do. And on top of that, I'm a pastor. So I have to field phone calls and go to hospitals and visit people and write a sermon and get worship, because I'm also the worship leader, get that set up, attend worship rehearsals. And so it's a full-time, it's 2 to 3 full-time jobs trying to handle it. And I know that it won't be like this forever. I know that this will not always be the same pace. We're actually getting ready, hopefully, to launch another division of Southern State of Mind through merchandise, which is my year 2 on my 5-year plan. Hopefully the next 60 to 90 days. I've got a 2 o'clock teleconference today with the guy in South Carolina who's helping me with this. So we're going through the whole trademark and all that stuff now. So as for needs and what the 1 Million Cups community can help me with is we can always use new venues to bring the truck to. Like I said, we're one of 2 trucks in this area that are not a beach truck. And I say that because I don't go on the beach and they don't typically do events off the beach. We can always use new venues. If you've got an office, if you've got, where we can come in for a lunch and serve, at least 35 employees. Not you have 35 employees, but we can serve 35 employees. We need to, our average is around $10 to $12 a head. We need to be around that $300 to $400 mark. Like I said, we do weddings, we do parties, but that's how you can help us. Whether it be a weekday lunch, whether you bring us in for an employee appreciation, whether you bring us in for a customer appreciation. We've had places do that where they just want to appreciate their customers, and they market it and they announce it all week to bring their customers back into their business, and they say, hey, while you're here, we want to feed you a free lunch. And I sit out in the parking lot, feed free lunch. They go in first, they give them a little raffle ticket type thing, coupon. They come out and hand it to me, and they get whatever they want for free. I simply run a tab. At the end, the business owner comes out and swipes a credit card. His customers are happy, he's happy, and we're happy. So if that's something that anyone here wants to contact me about, my website, I apologize, all my business cards and everything are on my truck. I came here straight from the house this morning. If you've got a pen, the website is southernstateofmindcatering.com. Facebook there's 2 different Facebook pages, Southern State of Mind. And they're both mine, but one's for catering, and we don't use it as much. It was actually our old door-to-door dishes page. We just changed the name on it. You want to look for the food truck one, and I think right now, I'll look it up in a second, but I think the profile pic of the one you don't want to go to is my logo, which was up here at the beginning. I think I can do that. Good job. I broke it. Sorry. One thing that, again, I didn't go to business school. I didn't read a book. I didn't have a consultant help me get started. I just kind of took my blessing of $50,000 and ran with it and tried to spend it wisely and do what I thought. But somewhere along the line, I heard that you need a 5-year plan for the business. Not just in business, in personal life. So I sat down and wrote out a 5-year plan. And I'm thankful because we're almost perfectly on track. Like I said, year 2, thank you. Don't go to the page that has that as the profile pic. Go to the other one. My wife changes the other one. It was sliced brisket. Now I don't honestly know what it is. Oh, the fundraiser probably from what we did on Saturday. Thank you. Almost on track. Year 2's taken a little bit more than we wanted. In my type A personality and control freakness, I wanted to already have year 2 well underway at the beginning of year 2. Year 2 for us was back in October, the beginning of it, and we're just now gearing up. So that's okay. The fact that we're still moving forward, the fact that we're still progressing, but I want to do it right. And hopefully you guys will see that come out soon. It's Southern State of Mind Apparel Company, and it'll be all sorts of different merchandise and t-shirts. And we already sell the t-shirts that say "Got Southern" on the front with our logo on the back. But that's what we're kind of moving forward with at this point. Again, I want to thank you guys for your time and asking me to come out and share my story. If anybody has any questions, this is the time that I'm happy to take questions.